The word undeniable exists for a reason, and it applies to Caitlin Clark. She is just absolutely undeniable, and her return to the Indiana Fever showed it once again. It felt like a jolt of energy to the WNBA.
Picture this. You've been out 2 weeks with a quad strain, the undefeated defending champs roll into your gym, and your very first shot is a 33-footer that barely brushes the net. By night's end, you've poured in 32 points, shattered a franchise three-point record, and sent 17,000 Hoosiers sprinting to the merch stand. Then, while you're still icing that leg, social media erupts with the claim that the league wants your 11th drug test of the year. Fact? Fiction? Or the perfect storm of meme culture meeting women's basketball's biggest star? Tonight, we unpack the viral Caitlin Clark drug test saga. What really happened, why the rumor felt so believable, and the lesson the WNBA has to learn. Fast. Rewind to Saturday, 14th June. Indiana Fever versus New York Liberty. New York arrived 9-0, top 5 in offense and defense. Indiana, minus its superstar for 5 games, looked pedestrian until tip-off. Clark detonated for 25 first-half points, drilling 3 logo threes in a 38-second blur, and finished with 32-9-8 on 11 of 19 shooting. Indiana hit a franchise-best 17 triples and walked off with a 102-88 upset that snapped the champs' perfect start. The stage was enormous. An ABC network window, overseas feeds into Europe and Asia, and a courtside row that included Tyrese Halliburton and NASCAR legend Helio Castroneves. Nielsen later logged a 38% bump over the previous Saturday slot. TikTok loops of those arc-high triples hit 10 million views before breakfast in Berlin. That global spotlight magnified every narrative, good or bad, waiting to sprout.
What she did in the first half, shooting those threes, she ended on tied for her career best. She was 7 of 14, and at one point, she was like 7 for 9 or something ridiculous. 11 of 20. She still played 31 minutes. She almost had a triple-double in this game. 8 rebounds, 9 assists, 32 points. By the way, let me point, and 2 block shots.
Enter at NBA Central. Look fast and you'll miss the swapped R. At 7:13 p.m., the account tweeted, "Breaking. Caitlin Clark selected for 11th random drug test after dropping 32 on Liberty per league memo." No memo, no source, just a blue check wink. Auto-retweet bots blasted the post to 2.4 million timelines in 4 hours. Meme pages covered Clark with goat heads. Radio hosts debated over-testing. By midnight, 11 tests felt like settled fact. Under the current WNBA, NBPA, CBA, each player can face 3 unannounced urine screens during the regular season and 1 in the off-season. An extra reasonable cause clause can add up to 4 more inside 6 weeks if hard evidence demands it. But even stacking those windows back-to-back wouldn't total 11 before Independence Day. In short, the math never penciled out. Reality is far more mundane than CSI. Players are notified right after a practice or game, escorted by a drug-free sport collector, and given 3 hours, and plenty of water, to produce a urine sample. The athlete seals the bottle with tamper-proof lids, scans an anonymous barcode, and signs a multi-page chain of custody form. The sample is double-bagged, overnighted to a WADA-accredited lab, and screened for 250-plus compounds, from anabolic staples like stanozolol to peptide hormones, diuretics, and even the masking agents designed to hide them. A second sealed vial, sample B, stays frozen in case of appeal. Lab positives trigger an independent medical review and, if upheld, an automatic suspension. The paperwork trail is huge, the oversight is external, and the average turnaround is 5 business days. In short, it's a slow, audited grind, hardly the knee-jerk punishment social media imagined. Sportskeeda traced the rumor straight to the parody handle and confirmed with League and Fever sources that no post-game test had been ordered, and Clark's season tally was within the normal range. Within hours, The Athletic, ESPN, and local indie outlets echoed the correction. Yet the original post still outperformed the Truth Squad 10-1 in clicks. Outrage travels, retractions walk.
I'm going to say it. Caitlin Clark is the best basketball player in the world. She's the best basketball player that I have ever seen. She is the difference maker. She is the needle mover. She is the face of basketball right now. It's really hard not to recognize the difference that she makes on the Indiana Fever, a team that was obviously struggling with playmaking, struggling with pacing, struggling with the things that make us want to watch. And she steps into that court.
Fans recall Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, and Bradley Beal getting random pulls moments after 50 and 70-point NBA eruptions. Fox Sports even did a feature on the coincidence debate. Blend that memory with fresh frustration over Clark's rough rookie whistle, cramped commercial flights, and highlight packages posted hours late, and the hoax had fertile soil. Numbers rarely trend, narratives do. By dawn, #FreeCaitlin trended above actual playoff races. Some joked Clark should request DNA tests for defenders who can't keep up. Others argued the league was sabotaging its own golden goose. Whether or not a test occurred quickly mattered less than how plausible the misstep sounded inside the broader story that the WNBA sometimes reacts instead of orchestrates. Privately, a Western Conference All-Star told a beat writer, "I'm still waiting on my first cup. Maybe I need to drop 30. One Liberty assistant quipped, "If a lab could explain those logo threes, scouting would be easy." Humor, not anger, ruled the locker rooms, a sign that insiders instantly smelled parody. 5 superfans flew 22 hours from Hong Kong to see Clark's return, then woke Monday to Chinese headlines parroting the fake story. International reach magnifies misinformation in lockstep with genuine highlights. If the league wants global dollars, it needs global fact-checking. Aggregator channels monetize outrage. Platforms reward watch time, not veracity. A salacious hoax hooks eyeballs longer than a routine box score recap. Until leagues package verified information in shareable, visually rich form, truth will always draft behind the meme. Credit the communications staff. By Monday afternoon, a joint league union statement spelled out exactly how many times every Fever player had been screened. Names redacted, numbers clear, and attached a one-page infographic on selection algorithms. The speedy visual response kept sponsors calm and gave mainstream media solid footing. Fans shouldn't have to be detectives. A public FAQ showing monthly totals, still anonymized, would undercut future hoaxes. More importantly, lean into Clark's superstardom. Mic her up pre-game. Document her rehab metrics. Showcase her film sessions. Transparency converts suspicion into fascination. Suspicion left alone mutates into scandal. High school phenoms watch how leagues treat their icons. If generational talent is greeted with interrogation instead of celebration, the next wave may eye Europe or Asia more seriously. Protecting the pipeline means building a reputation as talent incubator, not talent inquisitor. Parody accounts tweak one character. If a jaw-dropping claim lacks a real reporter's byline within an hour, treat it like gossip in a middle school hallway. Women's hoops thrives on its tight-knit community. Don't let clickbaiters wedge it apart. Clark's 71% true shooting afternoon put her smack in Steph Curry territory. When she's on court, Indiana's offensive rating jumps from 98 to 114 points per 100 possessions, basically the gap between last year's champion Liberty and the league's cellar. That's MVP-level gravity, not pharmaceutical wizardry.
All right, let's move on here. Caitlin Clark is the 4th fastest player in WNBA history to hit 850 points.
Sports marketers have 2 choices when brilliance flashes: celebrate the craft or search for caveats. One path grows audiences and bankrolls player salaries. The other feeds troll culture and forces the league into perpetual damage control. The drug test hoax was a stress test of the WNBA's PR immune system. It flinched, but it didn't break. Next time, have the highlight mix and the behind-the-scenes feature ready before the trolls fire their opening salvo. If you're here for context, nuance, and the occasional meme autopsy, smash like, hammer subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss our midweek deep dive on the Fever's revamped spread pick and roll. Drop the wildest sports rumor you've ever believed down below, and as always, keep it respectful. Algorithms reward rage, but we reward informed fandom. Great players deserve great storytelling. Let's keep the spotlight where it belongs.